As soon as someone says the words, "the people who walked in darkness," you instantly know and are probably already saying in your head the words that follow, "have seen a great light." So familiar is this passage that we read every Advent season that we can almost recite them without even looking. But the words we say omit a portion of the text, a portion that speaks to the reason for Israel's joy. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. These words roll off our tongues and are an indelible part of a canon of beloved Christmas readings, and they should be. They speak to the hope for the coming Messiah. They help us frame the coming of Christ as an infant born to Mary in a manger in the little town of Bethlehem. To our ears, these words perfectly capture our understanding of Christ. But these same words would have been heard very differently by Isaiah's audience. Let me set the stage. The first portion of Isaiah was likely written in the latter half of the 8th century BC, somewhere between 742 and 700. At the end of this period, the old northern kingdom, called Israel, with its capital in Samaria, was destroyed and annexed by the Assyrian kingdom, never to rise again. This was interpreted by the prophets as God's judgment on the people for a whole variety of sins. Several prophets, including most notably Amos, preached God's coming judgment to the leaders of Israel, but ultimately to no avail. During the same period, the southern kingdom was by no means innocent. Some prophets, most notably Isaiah, proclaimed to the rulers of Judah, the southern kingdom, the need for reform. Almost all of Isaiah chapters 1 through 39 is from this period, and it contains mostly oracles of judgment and impending punishment unless Judah and the leaders in Jerusalem reformed their ways. But among these chapters, among these oracles of judgment, there were glimmers of hope beyond judgment. That's what this passage from Isaiah 9 is all about. Now listen to the passage in its full context. We read, "But there will be no gloom for those who were in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the latter time he will make glorious the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shined." And now the portion we usually skip over in the Advent readings. "You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as people exult when dividing plunder. For the yoke of their burden and the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor, you have broken as on the day of Midian. For all the boots of trampling warriors and all the garments rolled in blood shall be burned as fuel for the fire. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will rest upon his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. His authority shall grow continually, and there shall be endless peace for the throne of David and his kingdom. He will establish and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forward and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this." I'm including this passage in my consideration of joy this week because the joy here is very specific. It is the future hope, no, the future certainty, that those who oppress the people of Judah will in the future not oppress them forever. Instead, as Isaiah says, all the boots of the tramping warriors and all the garments rolled in blood shall be burned as fuel for the fire. And what is the surety of that, the guarantee of the sign? A child is to be born who will set them free. Joy can be for something that happens right now. But joy can also be for the hope of future vindication, future salvation. And that is precisely the hope we celebrate during the third week of Advent, when we light the candle of joy. Tomorrow, God's joy. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.